Ambassador, welcome to Jerusalem.
Thank you so much.
Welcome to the Israeli Parliament.
Thank you so
So
much.
appreciate it.
It's a
Thank you
pleasure.
for your
It's a
coming.
pleasure to be here.
Me too. Thank you.
So nice
Thank you
to
for
meet
your coming.
Thank you.
אוקיי, נשמח מאוד איך קצת יד.
Members of Parliament,
ליאת עם מסכות או בלי?
אני אבקש, you can take your mask off.
Thank you. Everybody look at here, please. Jerusalem was white. So looking like a one night of snow.
שלום, אני מתכבד לארח כאן בירושלים את יושבת ראש הפרלמנט הליטאי וחברי המשלחת הנכבדה בביקור רשמי ראשון בירושלים של ראש פרלמנט מאז כוננה הכנסת ה-24. סיימנו עכשיו פגישה מצוינת שמחזקת את היחסים הפרלמנטריים בין הכנסת לבין הפרלמנט הליטאי. הביקור הזה עומד בסימן 30 שנה לכינון יחסים דיפלומטיים בין ישראל וליטא. במרוצת השנים התחזקו היחסים בין מדינותינו ואנו מסתכלים בהערכה רבה על ליטא כסיפור הצלחה אירופאי וידידה קרובה למדינת ישראל. דוגמה לכך ראינו במהלך המבצע האחרון מול חמאס, בליטא עמדה לצד זכותה של ישראל להגן על עצמה. אני מודה על תמיכתה של ליטא בישראל בפורומים בינלאומיים ושמח לקחת חלק בהמשך פיתוח הקשרים בינינו. חשוב לזכור כי היחסים בין העם היהודי לליטא הם בני מאות שנים. הקהילה היהודית בווילנה פרחה והפכה לאורך השנים לאחת הקהילות היהודיות המשמעותיות בעולם ולמרכז דתי, רעיוני ותרבותי עשיר וחשוב. לא במקרה מכונה וילנה ירושלים דליטא. אנחנו ממשיכים מכאן לחנוך תערוכה שסוקרת את אותה ייחודיות של יהדות ליטא ומשמרת את זיכרונה של הקהילה אשר נספתה כמעט בכללותה בשואה. בהקשר זה חשוב לי להביע את הערכתי האישית לידידתי יושבת ראש הפרלמנט של ליטא על פועלה ומחויבותה לשימור זיכרון השואה והמאבק באנטישמיות. אנחנו נמשיך לפעול יחדיו לחזק את היחסים בין הפרלמנטים במגוון נושאים וגם את הידידות בין שני העמים שלנו. תודה לך גברתי הראש וברוכה הבאה לישראל. Welcome to Israel. I'm so appreciate. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Good morning. Boker Tov.
Good Hebrew.
Thank you. It is a great honor for me and our entire delegation to visit the Knesset of the State of Israel today. And I would like to express my sincere gratitude for your kind invitation and for the warm welcome, Mr. Speaker. This is an important visit for me personally, as it is my first time visiting Jerusalem, and it comes at a symbolic time for our two countries, as we mark the 30th anniversary of our diplomatic relations. During the past 3 decades, the relations between our states have matured, they have evolved, and they have opened up new horizons for our cooperation. I would like Israel to see Lithuania as a committed and influential member of the European Union and of the global community, a state devoted to the defense of freedom and democracy, both within its borders and beyond, a modern country open to investment and co-creation, and a country that respects historical memory, that respects diversity of religion and the rights of people of all ethnic origins. For our part today, we see Israel as a cradle of new technologies, of science, as a country of remarkably devoted people to the security and strength of their state, and as a nation that is very successful in bringing its diaspora together. I take this opportunity to congratulate Israel and its people on the upcoming 75th anniversary of the State of Israel. Regrettably, the occupation of Lithuania prevented us from launching our cross-border relations immediately after the establishment of the State of Israel in 1948. I have no doubt that should this had happened, our relations today would be even far more advanced. Notably, by establishing our diplomatic relations 30 years ago, we started a new chapter in the history of Lithuania and Israel, which was far from new in terms of relations between Lithuanians and Jews. In fact, the history of our nations has been intertwined for centuries. A year ago, we completed the commemoration of the year of the Vilna Gaon. The decision to designate the commemorative year was aimed at cultivating the history of the Lithuanian Jews that spans over 700 years and forms a very rich part of Lithuania's history. Unfortunately, the book of our shared history has some very dark chapters. And these chapters we can neither erase nor should ever forget. Our Jewish fellow citizens, who made a great contribution to the creation and to fostering of our state, were killed in their own land, made famous by themselves as the Northern Jerusalem. It is particularly painful to acknowledge that the fact that some of them perished at the hands of their Lithuanian neighbors who assisted the Nazis. When visiting Yad Vashem yesterday, I said that light alone can overcome the darkness of the Holocaust. This light lies in the efforts to remember the victims' faces, the victims' names and surnames. We must also not forget the courage of those people who have risked their lives and the lives of their beloved ones to help those in danger. It is inseparable from the realization that the tragedy of the Jewish people was the tragedy of Lithuania. Therefore, the current government is place particular importance to commemorating of the Holocaust and to historical justice. Today, in the context of significant global change, of the challenges that we share, be it climate change or pandemic or security, the bilateral relations are particularly important. We look for and appreciate the allies who share the same values. Meanwhile, Israel can undoubtedly rely on Lithuania when crucial issues such as national security are addressed on the international scale. At the end of the day, however, our future will depend on the inviolability of international law and its principles, as well as on respect of fundamental human rights. Today, Ukraine is in the focus of global attention. Unfortunately, a threat of an attack against a sovereign European country shows that international law and democratic values should not be taken for granted, even in the 21st century. An active involvement on the part of the entire international community of democracies is essential for the principles of supremacy of international law to remain firm, and right now it is being tested. In conclusion, as you can see, we have touched upon such a variety of topics during our meeting. And I have no doubt that His Excellency, Mr. Speaker, will agree with me that our parliaments are particularly well placed to pool our efforts together and expand our cooperation in various fields. So thank you once again to the invitation to the Knesset, and congratulations to all of us on the 30th year of diplomatic relations. I am convinced that this date marks a very auspicious introduction to a strong and lasting partnership between our countries. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Israel went to America?
I can tell you, I told when I came yesterday, earlier, usually I come first. It is in Hebrew, it's easier for me to read. When I saw the exhibition, I saw so excited.
So I spent all my academic background with the Judaica.
אתם צריכים תמונה נקייה של שני היו"רים?
כן.
כן.
88, yes. Collecting Judaica and the best sculpture collections from best Jewish sculptures, art, history, Judaica collections, and then establishing Jewish Museum, and then become director of Jewish Museum in 98.
Thank you so much.
I will see you tomorrow.